Hello there, and welcome to this series, a Bible study series that you can do in groups or even individually if you like, or even on Zoom groups if you just each watch the sessions first and then deal with the questions afterwards. It's entitled Reading the Signs, the 7 signs in John's Gospel. And so I invite you to come on a journey with me as we discover something a bit deeper about the Gospel of John. And hopefully it'll point you to who Jesus truly is. So come along with me. So let's dive right in. My name is Paul Mosdell, and I really welcome you. Anyone who's familiar with the Gospel writings would immediately notice that John's Gospel is different in its tone, its style, its focus, different from Matthew, Mark, and Luke at least. John omits some of the accounts that are found in the other 3 Gospels, and he includes things that are not found elsewhere. Now, I'm sure that many of you who have read John's Gospel have found it quite mysterious, even cryptic. Well, this is nothing new. John's uniqueness was recognized a long time ago. One of the early church scholars, Clement of Alexandria, who lived from 150 to 215 AD, said this: "But last of all, John, aware that the physical facts had been set out in the Gospels, was encouraged by his disciples and divinely motivated by the Spirit, and composed a spiritual gospel." Clement realized that the 4th Gospel is unique, and furthermore he recognized that it was the last Gospel to be written. There is still general agreement today that John's Gospel is the last that was written down, the last of the biblical ones, somewhere between 90 and 120 AD, and probably by the Apostle himself. So let's go on this journey of discovery in which I hope that you and I will discover what John is trying to convey to his readers, or more likely his listeners. Of course, like any journey, we need something to show us the way. Some journeys need maps or a sat-nav or are signposted. And our journey focuses on the latter, signposts. A careful study of John's Gospel reveals that there are 7 signs in the Gospel account. These are 7 miracles that John doesn't call miracles, not with the same Greek word that is used in the other Gospels, dunameis, which means acts of power or mighty works. Jesus, when he uses a word for miracle, uses the word we translate as work or ergo. Now, I'm sure that you can see that we have English words derived from these, like dynamic and dynamo or ergonomic. John doesn't use these to describe the miracles, but prefers to use the word semeia, meaning, well, you've guessed it, signs. Why would John do this? Why the word sign? In this introductory session, we look broadly at this question before diving into each of the signs individually over the next few sessions. Let's start by looking at what a sign is. Signs are found all around us. They indicate to us that we need to wear a mask or sanitize or go in a particular direction or warn us about potential danger. Some signs are more confusing than others, like this one. But for the purpose of this series, what we need to know is that a sign is merely a board or a piece of paper or an imprint or whatever the medium is, but it points beyond itself to something more significant. Though a sign may be concrete and palpable, it's often pointing to something that's abstract. It means more than just the medium. And herein lies a clue as to why John calls miracles signs. They're not just wondrous works, they point to something deeper, something that I hope we will discover as we proceed with this series. John is interested in the greater truths beyond the signs. He's not content for people to think, oh, he raised someone from the dead. Wow, that's cool. Now let's go for a beer. No, John wants people to pause and think about what the incident means in their own lives. And he also wants them to think about who the miracle worker is. John uses the 7 signs to point the way to who Jesus is in essence, and what his significance is for those who read the signs. Jesus lived in a time when there were many pretenders, supposed miracle workers and shamanic healers. John uses the signs to point beyond all of this to who Jesus truly is. When John calls Jesus' miracles signs, he is distinguishing Jesus from these other everyday healers. In the words of the scholar Anthony T. Salvaggio, the signs of John's Gospel are not the destination. They are directions to the greater truth about who Jesus is and what he has done. So I invite you to join me for the next 7 weeks as we explore the signs in John's Gospel. Don't forget to work through the questions on the website. If you're in a group, I urge you to respectfully discuss them among yourselves. Go deeper. Wherever you are in your faith, and whatever your faith, journey with me. Come, let's read the signs. And so I invite you now to also prepare for next time. The next session will be reading from John chapter 2, verses 1 to 11. And that's the first sign, the wedding at Cana. So do read that reading to prepare. See you next time.